Hi, I'm going to talk to you today about the anticipated reads, the books I'm interested in that are coming out in July. On my list, I have got 8 books that I'm interested in reading. They all come out in July. Start off with when it opens up. Oh, come on. Don't you love technology sometimes? That's it, yes. A Murder in Paris by Matthew Blake. This one comes out on the 3rd of July. And it is, imagine the past returning to you in fragments. A hotel room, a pillow, a lifeless body. Your ordinary innocent life upended by one flash of memory. You can't remember what happened, what led to the crime. All you know is that you must return to the scene, to the clues that lie waiting in room 11. But this is a mystery that goes far beyond that room, that night, that murder. Are you ready to unlock the truth? Does that sound good? Does that sound good? I like that one. All right, the next one is, when I find it, Her Many Faces by Nikki Cloak. And this one, again, comes out on the 3rd of July. And this one has got the strapline, daughter, friend, lover, victim, murderer, who is the real Katie Cole? When 4 influential members of London's most exclusive private club are poisoned, a young waitress is charged with their murder after being caught fleeing the scene of the crime. As the trial grips the nation, 5 men begin to question how well they really knew her. There's her father, who remembers the sweet girl growing up in Devon, her childhood friend, who is swept up in her fascination with conspiracy theories, her lover, who wants to distance himself from a young woman with an obsession, her barrister, who knows she's hiding something, and the journalist investigating the case, who is convinced he knows exactly who she is, a cold-blooded killer. 5 men, 5 stories. But are you ready to hear hers? That one got me. The idea of sort of many faces and people knowing only what you want them to know. That's what it sounded like to me anyway. Then another one for the 3rd of July, and this is The Compound by Aisling Rawle. And this one, it says Lord of the Flies meets Love Island. Okay, you wake up in a compound in the middle of the desert, along with 9 other women. All of you are young, all beautiful, all keen to escape the grinding poverty, political unrest, and environmental catastrophe of the outside world. You realize that cameras are tracking your every move, broadcasting to millions of reality TV fans. Soon, 10 men will arrive on foot, if they all survive the journey. What will you have to do to win? And what happens to the losers? You usually love reality. I don't watch a lot of reality TV, but this one sparked my interest. It really did. Right, what have we got next? 10th of July, this one. And this is When the Museum is Closed by Emma Yagi. Now, this author wrote The Diary of a Void, which I've got on my shelf that I've not read yet, so I'm thinking that I might try and get this read before I read this one. And this one is Rika's new part-time job is to converse with the statue of Venus in Latin every Monday when the museum is closed. Initially reluctant, Rika starts to enjoy her strange new job. Recommended by her old university professor for her exemplary language skills, Rika leads an otherwise unassuming life, working the rest of the week in a frozen food warehouse. As Venus comes to life in the quiet of the museum, they talk about everything. Venus opens up new worlds for Rika, both intellectually and emotionally. They soon fall in love. But when the museum's curator, Hajibami, makes it clear that he wants to keep Venus for himself, what will Rika do? When the museum is closed, by turns charming, funny, surprising, a surreal take on our most real emotions and concerns. that one, statues coming to life, falling in love. Yeah, it sounds different. And I am going to try and get to Diary of a Void at some point, maybe before I get this one. Then another one for the 10th of July, The Girls Who Grew Big by Layla Motley. Now, Layla wrote Night Crawling, which was on the Booker nominated list, was it 2 years ago? And I really enjoyed Night Crawling. This one is about the joys and entanglements of a fierce group of teenage mothers in a Florida beach town. When Adela Woods tells her parents she's pregnant, they immediately send her 1,000 miles away to stay with her grandmother in Padua Beach. The intention is that she will leave her baby in the forgotten panhandle of Florida and resume her suburban life 9 months later, as though nothing happened. But Adela's plans are soon washed away by the tide. Well, first, she meets Emery, a new mother determined to defy the expectations of everyone around her, returning to high school with her newborn baby strapped to her chest. Then she meets Simone, ringleader of the Girls, a group of young mothers who create a village together in the back of her red truck, dancing, breastfeeding, raising their children and themselves. The town thinks they've lost their way, but really, are they finding it? And as they look for love, make and break friendships, navigate the miracle of motherhood and the paradox of girlhood, Adela, Emery, and Simone find themselves on an inescapable collision course with one another. I enjoyed Layla Motley's Night Crawling, which is the reason that I've picked this one up to read. I've got all these on the digital arcs of all these. Then I've got Love Mum by Ileana Zander that comes out on the 17th. Now this one, it says so many twists. One of the best books I've read this year. So that sells me. I love a good twist. Mackenzie Casper has always lived in the shadow of her famous mother, a best-selling author whose dark, twisted tales have garnered friends across the world. When her mother dies in a tragic accident, many fans are left grieving, but Mackenzie is left with more than she bargained for when the investigators start asking questions. What if what happened wasn't an accident? What if it was murder? Then a mysterious envelope arrives with pages from her mother's diary. Want to know a secret? Love Mum. What Mackenzie reads leaves her in shock. Then comes the next letter. As she starts her own investigations, she begins to uncover the secrets her family have hidden from her for years. But which one was worth killing for? A psychological thriller, lots of twists. That's what it's telling me. So that's what I'm hoping I'm going to get. And then the final one that I've got, two more that I've got the arcs for coming out July. And this one comes out on the 31st of July. And it's called The Wasp Trap by Mark Edwards. A psychological thriller. Psychological thrillers done well, I love. This one, summer 1999, Will joins 5 other idealistic graduates working for an eccentric psychology professor. They're going to launch a website to change online dating forever. No one expects it to end in tragedy. 25 years later, Will gets an invitation, a dinner party, a chance to see the old gang again, but as soon as he arrives, something doesn't seem right. There's an unexpected guest. The hosts are clearly keeping a secret, and on the way in, Will is sure he heard crying. Everyone has something to hide about what really happened that summer, but only one of them is willing to kill to find the truth. Psychological thriller. If it's done well, you've got my heart sort of thing. So I'm hoping that this one sounds a nice twisty one as well. And then the final one for July comes out again on the 31st. The Day I Lost You by Ruth Mancini. I adored her book, The Woman on the Ledge. The twists in that one, I adored that one. So of course, she sold me with the twists in The Woman on the Ledge. So I'm hoping she's got extra twists in this one. This one, I need to report a crime. My baby has been stolen. All Lauren wants is a new life in Spain. She's suffered an unimaginable loss, but at least she has found a home in the pretty seaside town of Montilla del Mar. Everyone deserves a new start, and Lauren needs to put her past firmly behind her. Hope has everything: an interesting career as a therapist, an attractive husband, a dream home in the countryside, and finally the baby she always longed for, Sam, her beautiful boy. But Sam has gone missing. So when the police tell her that a woman has been found in Spain with a child matching Sam's description, Hope thinks that her nightmare might be coming to an end. But Lauren is insisting Sam is her baby. She even has his passport and birth certificate to prove it. So what really happened to baby Sam? One child, two mothers, and a past that won't let them go. So I am hoping for twists in this one. I seem to have picked up a lot of twisty thrillers this for my arcs to read in July, which will not get read before publication date, but will get read, if you see what I mean. If I don't get to if I don't read them before the publication date, does it matter? I'm still reading them, and I'm still going to be reviewing them. So, whatever. So those are the 7 or 8 anticipated reads for July that I've got the digital arcs for. So happy reading. Take care.